Shockbrooks Media. Spark curiosity.
What do y'all think, man? Like, is there gonna be NFL this year?
I mean, like, personally, I don't think there's going to be NFL this year, and it hurts me because I really love football. Um, I might get some form of basketball that I'm looking for, but I don't see football actually panning out because one thing about football that everybody knows, especially if you played it, you have two-a-days, you have training camp. What normally goes on right now, they have some form of training camp going on right now. Next month's August. August is supposed to be getting ready to start doing the preseason games. They already canceled 1 week of games. Well, not really 1 week. They've canceled the Hall of Fame games. No team has really gotten together as a team. And they're talking about mandates where they need to have lockers with a certain amount of space in between each other. They're like, that's not even possible. Like, these buildings might be big, they might be massive, but the whole building has to be a damn locker room now because everybody needs 6 feet apart from each other. Like, there's certain things that really can't happen. How do you have people that you can really cut? If you really have to have that much space, you're not going to have room to have the people to cut. So in essence, you start off with the team you're ready to go with. I know I've seen a lot of people online like throwing the ball around, playing catch, doing workouts like that, but you don't get the real feel for like the 7-on-7s. Things like that you get that gives you a better feeling of what actually defense looks like when you're throwing the ball. It's good to play catch. Like, everybody likes playing catch, but like, you're not playing against actual defense. You're not reading defense. You can watch as much film, but you're not getting that actual game experience.
So you're
So I feel
saying,
like it's not really possible that we're going to see a season.
and you're saying it's more so because of the preparation part of it. Like, you don't think they're just gonna even be ready physically to even go through a season.
I feel like prep is part one. Part two, I've seen things where they're trying to add a whole nother level to the face mask where it blocks off for the breathing,
Yeah.
which is still going to be weird because people get hit. Is that going to mess up when people are trying to breathe? You can see people when they run down the field, they need to go on the side to get some oxygen. These people that are like in tip-top shape. So you put something in front of that where it's cutting off your breathing. It's not like a regular mask. This is like an actual plastic, or it's a physical thing. It's not like a breathable mask. It's something where they have little spaces so you can breathe through it. But when you're gasping for air because you're running up and down the field, you're chasing through people, is that going to cut you off even more? There's certain questions I have with that I don't see it being plausible.
Yeah, that is a good point. And JJ Watt did say, he was like, man, if I have to wear that shield this year, like, I'm not even gonna play. Like, it's not even worth it. I'm not gonna be able to breathe and all of that stuff. Like, same thing that you're saying. What do you think, Rex? Do you think there's gonna be an NFL season?
Um, I don't know how they gonna do this season with like the mask going like that. Seeing like it'd be really weird. Like, football is like you kind of gotta breathe on the nigga. Like, you an offensive lineman, like it's a nigga right in your face, just like breathing on your face. So now you gotta have like a mask for like you gotta have like the face mask, and you gotta have like the mask on your mouth, yo. Like, bro, you can't, like, they would have to completely redesign the helmets, like, to make them corona-free helmets, bro. And then a nigga gotta come out and spray the field with Lysol and shit, like, after every down, bro. And it's just gonna be a lot, bro. I don't know. I think everything might be done until they find the vaccine for real, because I just don't know how they gonna, like, work around, like, because you can't even have an offensive line. Like, the offensive line just gotta be gone.
Right.
Like, there's no line. They just gonna have to play like they got to play like they playing outside in the park and shit.
Nah, for real.
By Mississippi.
By Mississippi Rush.
Like,
Count
you
down.
can't blitz the quarterback. Like, it's just one Mississippi.
You get one blitz. Yeah. 2 pass first down.
Yeah. They gotta do like 7-on-7 drills, and then they gotta play like flag football. Like, you can't touch a nigga. You just, once you get within 6 feet of a nigga, you just got, all right, I got you. And then just
that'd be like every catch is a down. That's true though. If you really think about like everything they've been telling us at least about COVID-19. 6 feet is the at least recommendation. You have to be wearing a mask. Like, You gotta wash your hands after you touch people. And they're like, so like, that's not even practical on the NFL field. Like, do you see that happening, Trey? Like,
Actually, I don't see it lasting. I feel like it's gonna like go for like maybe 4 games with like all these rules and things in place, like how they're doing with the NBA. But
yeah,
then somebody's just going to catch it, and then they're going to shut it down. Like
that,
you can only do so much on a football field to prevent somebody from, like you said, breathing on you or like touching you. You know, you playing with the football, you're playing different weather conditions because then it's going to be cold out with Corona going on. So like, are they going to play outdoors? Are they only going to play in stadiums? Are they going to be able to travel? Are they going to be playing in one place or like in a stadium that, you know, maybe they're going to play in Dallas, you know, in AT&T Stadium where it's like they can close it and open it.
right.
I mean, they don't know what they're going to do, but I mean, they said 72 players in the league already got it. So
That's a
what
high
are they
number.
going to do with that?
That's a
You're
high
right.
number, man. And you know what? Like, that's the thing with all of these sports. If one person gets it, it just has the potential to shut everything down. Like, you don't know, like, from that point, it's like who that person touched, all the people that surrounded that person, all the people that surrounded the person that that person came in contact with. Like, it just keeps going on and on and on and expanding and expanding and expanding.
Right. And I don't know why people want the NFL so badly. Like, do you want to die or do you want to watch football? Like,
Exactly.
it doesn't make sense. And like one guy said, he was like, nobody right now deserves sports because you guys can't even like keep your distance for like, I feel like this wouldn't be as bad if people just follow certain rules, like maybe like a month or two. And we
Yeah.
probably could get to a regular NFL season because cases would have gone down where people can't do simple shit. So
You know, one thing that people have suggested though that, you know, apparently they're trying to keep it on the low, but because they don't want to like undermine the movement. But they're saying when everybody went back out, like during that time to like do those large protests and stuff like that, like they were saying initially that, you know, people who went out didn't get sick and, you know, people were safe and stuff like that. But what they're speculating is that a lot of people, including a lot of players like in the NFL and NBA and stuff that we're seeing being tested positive now and all that stuff, is from them being out there during the protests and things like that, and that, you know, they probably came in contact with, you know, one of the men.
I mean, I could believe it because, like, I mean, you got the mask on, you're less likely to get it because you're outside. You got a mask on, you're moving, and if you're trying to keep distance from people, you're less likely to get it. But there's always going to be a chance that, like, well, the mask can only do so much, especially if it's a cloth mask with no filter. It can only do so much if you out there for like a long period of time. It's not like because I had cousins that went out to the protest, but they had masks on and they were only out there for like maybe like an hour maybe and kept their distance from people and they didn't get it. But there were people who were out there like with no mask on, yelling,
Yep.
getting in people's faces, being out there all night. Like you were bound to get it. Like it's in the air, and you out there for like a long period of time. Like what? Well, I mean, you took the risk, and that's fine. You took the risk because it was for something greater. It was for a greater good. But at the same time, like don't be surprised when you woke up and you couldn't breathe or you were coughing, you know, in a certain way. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I could believe that, you know, it probably wasn't as high as a number as they said it was going to be. Because I'm sure the people who were the white supremacists who were protesting in front of like the governor's mansion, wherever they was doing with no mask on, I'm sure most of them got sick versus the people who were marching with masks on. So,
Right. You're right. You're right. And they were all just protesting for like what?
they were protesting for like, I want to be outside with no mask on during a pandemic. Like,
I want my tanning salon open.
Right, like go home, bro. Right.
Yeah, man. It's getting crazy out here. It's crazy for all the sports league. But I guess we're gonna see how these things end up resolving themselves.